welcome, and if you're not, welcome back. But my name's Sam. I'm an elopement photographer, and I also love hiking, camping, and adventuring solo outside of work, and just like sharing little bits of my daily life and how I just make this is Gaston. He wanted to be a part of things. I like sharing how I use my daily life to romanticize things and also give me the courage to go out alone. I'm really big on doing things scared, but today I have an elopement and I'm going to show you a little bit about what it's like to run my small business. You're going to come with me on an elopement day. I'm going to show you how I edit their photos and do their previews, and we're also going to talk about 2025 goals and how I plan for a month ahead as the solely responsible person for many people's wedding days. So if that sounds good to you, then just keep watching. Current me is very mad at past me for doing this to myself. I would really like to stay home today, and I can't. We are going to have really cool temperatures and 30+ mile-an-hour winds, so that's going to be extra exciting. I've told them that, and they want to move forward with it today. We had to change up our location a little bit. I want to go ahead and switch this lens. We had to change up our location a little bit, but it should still be good. We'll see. It's about a 3-hour drive each way, and it's not supposed to snow anywhere else but up there in the mountains, so driving home shouldn't be too bad. And then because we're starting so early, I'll be home by like 7-ish, 6-ish. So home nice and early, I still get like an evening, so it shouldn't be too bad. But I'm just packing up all my gear, making sure I have everything. But I'm filming on one of the cameras I need, so I need to put you away and get going. Okay, stopped to get coffee, and it's about 8 o'clock now, 8:15, and I still have about 2 hours to drive. I'm gonna get there around 10:08 or so, or 10:15ish, and that's perfect because it'll give me time to walk around and look at their spots and all of that kind of stuff. So yep, let's keep driving. Okay, so I just got to our spot. It is so windy, it's literally shaking my car, so it's gonna be interesting to see how it goes. Anyway, this is the spot where they're going to be saying their vows. I know it might, like, it is super pretty, right? It might not look that pretty because it's not sunshiny and everything. It's gonna look pretty in the pictures, don't worry. Yeah, 25 mile-an-hour winds. I was literally walking back to my car getting blown away. I think we had like a 40 to 50 mile-an-hour wind gust, which is what the forecast said it was supposed to be for today. Wind is hard. People can do cold. Wind is brutal. You can't hear, you can't really move. Things are going all over the place. Hair's going all over the place. So that's going to be really interesting. We're going to see how that goes. I gave them, when this kind of thing happens, people are like, what do you do when the weather like does this? I gave them a lot of options. So we can do earlier in the day, we can keep it the same. We changed our location because the lake we're hiking up to, I don't think it's a good idea to do that hike for people who aren't from the mountains in 30 mile-an-hour winds. I don't even think it's a good idea for me to do the hike in 30 mile-an-hour winds. I offered to let them move it to a different day. They didn't want to because they're here from out of town, so that's totally understandable. All of that. But it's going to be great. We are only doing locations where we can get in and out of the car really easily. So they can take car warm-up breaks and then get out of the car, get back in the car. Even 5 minutes out of the wind can make such a huge difference. Hopefully, like I went over, like I sent a whole email with winter elopement tips. I'll put it here, that I send people so that they know what to expect, because it's super important to be, just be really realistic with the expectations that you give people when going into something like this. Like, winter can be amazing, but it can also be brutal, and it can also be really gray and overcast, and it can also be really windy. And winter wonderland is great, but like that does come at a cost. So anyway, yeah, they should be well prepared, and I have hand warmers for them and all of them. Country place, and you don't have hand warmers there. It's such a great staple. I actually have a reusable battery pair that my mom got me, but because we got back from California last night and I had to leave at 7:30 this morning. Can you hear the wind? Oh my gosh, it's literally shaking the car. Because we got back yesterday and I had to wake up so early this morning, I did not prepare the way I normally would for my stuff. the night before. But anyway, these are incredible. I know it's so silly, but like having warm hands makes such a difference. So I'm gonna go ahead and get these open for all three of us, so that they can have them while they're doing their ceremony and everything. And yeah, they said they're gonna be here in about 20 minutes. It's so windy and cold. Oh my goodness. They should be here any minute.
Hey, you're good at making me lose my mind, but I always come around, don't I?
About halfway through, it's snowing. It's been beautiful. I'll pop up some of the pictures so you can see them, but my face is frozen. On the weather situation, we're taking a car warm-up break because it's really windy and really snowy.
See, but still you're the one who brings out the best in me. We're a little messed up, baby, kinda up and down.
Okay, we just finished. My face is frozen, but it was amazing. What an elopement to end the year off with. And honestly, I was stressed with this one because of the weather, but it was incredible. The couple lasted forever. I'm so impressed with how they did. Yeah, just awesome. But I have 3 hours to drive home now, so I'm gonna get that going and yeah, hopefully thaw a little bit. I still have my gloves on with my hand warmers inside because I'm so cold. But holy cow, what a great day. Man. These kind of days, like just the connection that I get to have with people, like these kind of days just make me go, yes, like this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. It's just, it's the best. Okay, it is much later now. I got home from the elopement around 6 and I'm just so tired. The 6 hours of driving, the cold, the wind, all of that, and getting home from traveling, and it's almost 10 o'clock now. So we're gonna do their preview tomorrow. So I will see you guys then. I'm just inputting my memory card. Of course, you always get it wrong the first time, right? And then it'll pop up here. Photos from the first camera are importing. Yes, I overshoot. No, they will not get that many. Well, they'll get a lot of photos, but they're not going to get 1,271. And this is just one camera, so it's really nice of me to do that to myself. Okay, a preview is just essentially a mini photo story of their days that they're able to share with friends and family since they didn't have any there. So I'm just taking all of the photos that I've picked out that are going to be in their preview and I'm pulling them into Lightroom and then we're going to edit. I do use an AI software to do my first editing pass. It just saves time with like adjusting every single setting. It's not anything different than I would do like in Lightroom. It just does it for me. But then I go through and I hand edit every single photo because my AI, it just doesn't do a good enough job to me, in my opinion, that I don't have to do any editing. So every photo is still hand edited, but this does my first pass to like get all the like straightening, initial color correction, that kind of thing. Colors are going to be off a bit for you guys because I am taking a video of a screen, but like this one, right, like AI did the first pass, but this is way too pink. Like look at how pink the ground is. So I'm just gonna like turn that down. See, that looks a lot better. I'm gonna edit out, there's some distracting things back here I'm gonna edit out. So yeah, I'm gonna do that for every single. Their preview is 55 photos and one GIF, whatever. Yeah, so I'm gonna do that now and then I'll show you guys what it looks like at the end. Done. And just in case you're worried about it, I do have what's called a model release in my contract, which allows me to use the photos and like show other people. But anyway, this is kind of what their preview gallery is looking like. There we go. I think I'm probably I think I'm probably going to call that good for today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about small business goals for 2025. Being a small business, especially if you're the only person, oh my gosh, goals can feel so personal and your success feels so personal, and it definitely is. But also, your success in your business does not determine your worth as a person. So let's just start with that. I can pop up some of my goals right here, but a lot of the goals, not a lot, some of the goals that I've had, like to photograph in specific places or shoot a specific kind of elopement, I already have those things booked for next year, which is really exciting. So I was really trying to think about like what I want to do moving forward, and I really want to focus on quality over quantity, and I am in such a blessed position that I get to have that as a goal, but I really want to make sure that I still get to have time to have fun and do things that are fun for me, like hiking and camping and going on my own adventures in addition to work, because I tend to let work overshadow all of that and feel really busy. But I really think it's like a matter of priorities and just planning. So one of my goals this year is to like look at my schedule and plan ahead and make sure that I have time for myself and my own adventures in there, even if it means blocking them out ahead of time and saying no. I'm so bad at that. We're gonna try. That's one of my goals. I would like to do that at least twice, block out 2 areas during the summer. They can be really short. We're talking like they can be 2 days if I need it to be, but just any time. But yeah, small business goals can be really hard because there are things that are your control and there are things that aren't. One of the things that I did last year that really helped me was hire somebody who could help me look at my business objectively as a third party. So she was able to look at like my search engine optimization, my website, the copy on my website. So if you have a business with a website, which almost all of us do, that's such a great, easy place to start. And you can hire someone to do it, but you don't have to. Really, I promise you don't, because it is a lot of money, and not everybody is in a place where they're ready to spend that kind of money yet. So being able to look at your website and have friends and family audit it for you. Don't even tell them where to click or anything. Just watch go through your website and get feedback. If you're not already using Hotjar, it's free. Highly recommend. It'll help you see every single person who comes to your website. You'll be able to see a recording of what they do, and it'll show you how your website is laid out to like real people and how they move through it. Controlling the controllables, like actually working on your search engine optimization. This is one that is incredibly daunting. There's all those blog posts and everything that are like, it is it is a lot, but it's also not. Don't be scared of it. It's a lot. It just is what it is. It's really tedious. Doing the research is really tedious. It can be fun, but it can also get really overwhelming because you're like, oh my gosh, there's so many things. So actually spending time on search engine optimization so people can find you is amazing. SEO applies to social media platforms too, like TikTok, if we still have it, and Instagram. Making sure that all of your photos are high quality, and if they're not, updating that. We see with our eyes first, right? Like the saying, or we eat with our eyes first is the saying, right? Like if it's not beautiful, our mind immediately is like, that might not be good. So making sure all your photos are beautiful and up to date. Copy, have other people read it. Don't write like you talk. Because it's not going to come across the same. Yeah, and condensing things and adding things like subheadings. I'm going to put like pictures of like my website and stuff here just as like examples, but I was realizing that I spent all this time writing things and no one was reading it, which is not a great feeling. But also, I don't read everything when I go to a website. I look at like the subheadings and if things are bolded. So go through and highlight your important key points. And all of that can lead to like growth and success. Goals this year do involve posting more on social media. I've gotten quite a few inquiries from social media this past year, but I'm really bad at posting on Instagram. I get really like caught up in what I do or don't need to post. So one of my things I'm going to start doing is anytime I have an idea for a caption, I'm going to start writing it down. When I deliver the gallery and go through their highlights, which are like my favorite photos from their day, I'm going to put some in a separate Instagram folder. Again, just like doing things that I can control, like putting my best self out there. And that's such a big part of running a small business, is just like putting your best version of you and your business out there. Also, I feel like community is really important as part of a small business, and it's something that I've really neglected because I have my outside of work community, but inside of work community is really important too, and I've definitely neglected that the past few years. I get really bad comparisonitis, and I immediately am like, oh my gosh, they're so much better than I am. I'm not doing enough. Like, I'm not good enough to be their friend. I am not cool enough. I'm annoying. All of that, and I just avoid making friends. So one of my goals for this year is to make at least one photographer friend. And there's like girls I know who second shot with me and everything, but they don't live near me. They live like in Denver or Fort Collins, so they're really far. And I'd like to make a friend that's like a little bit closer. I just think that having somebody who understands like the nuances of photography would be really nice. And I tend to stay away from Facebook groups as much as possible because honestly, there's a lot of negativity in there. Not towards each other. I'm really lucky with the ones that I'm in. They're very positive towards each other, but just like about photography in general, about clients, about like I'm so busy and overworked, even though we have full control over our own schedules. That's a whole other topic. If you have a small business where things are seasonal or parts of the year are really busy, like if you do like product launches, all the goals and stuff like that, they tend to fall by the wayside like when things get really busy. So being able to like keep track of what you have and haven't accomplished and what you're prioritizing is really helpful. I write all of my stuff down and I keep track of it every day, or as much as possible. This is also one of the things that falls by the wayside for me when I get busy. So one of my goals this year is to not let that happen. But also realizing that it's okay to have seasons in your business and things will go up and down, and that's normal. It's huge corporations who get to lay people off and everything that always see growth every single year. So just remember that it's okay if things go like this. Entrepreneurship is truly a roller coaster. It's one of the best and worst things about it. But yeah, so those are a couple of my goals for 2025. I'm excited to see what happens. I'm more booked for this coming year than I ever have been going into a new year, and that's because of all the work that I did last year. So I'm hoping to be able to take everything I learned last year and bring it into 2025. But yeah, I'm really excited. If you run a small business, or even if you don't, let me know what some of your goals are down below. I think it's so fun to share if you're comfortable. I think it's so fun to share because it's so interesting to see like what other people want to work towards and what everybody else's priorities are. I feel like there's so many goals that are like, you know, exercise more and lose weight, and like there's so much more to life than that, frankly. I also saw something last thing, but it was really funny. Someone said their friend made a resolution to try as many pasta shapes as possible. Gosh, why did we forget that we could have fun with life like that? So I think that would be really cool too. I'm going to think about what I want my fun goal to be. Like, I would love one goal that's like just kind of wacky and fun. Maybe it'll be to try as many different cheeses as possible, or, you know, something. I'm master Swiss meringue buttercream. I'm not sure. We're going to think about it. But yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking for 2025, and, yeah, life of entrepreneurship. It's never dull. Exhausting, wonderful, overwhelming, but never dull. Okay, so obviously one of the biggest parts of owning your own business is that you're responsible for everything. Also, don't mind the tripod because I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. One of the biggest parts of running your own business is being responsible for everything, and that means a lot of planning because there is no backup plan if you forget things. So I use a physical planner to stay organized, as well as my Google Calendar. This just helps me write down all the things that aren't linked on my Google Calendar, and sometimes I put them on my Google Calendar as well. So since it's January 1st today, we're gonna go ahead and set up a new month. I have all, like, I like to make mine look kind of pretty. I'm not, like, my creativity pretty much does begin and end with photography. So I'm not like the most aesthetic person. I don't have the best handwriting, but I do like to make it look fun. January to me is a very wintry month, so I like using blues and stuff, which is also my favorite color. So just start by, writing the date and then the numbers. In black because I use a lot of color other places and it just gets too overwhelming. But the next thing I'm going to do is to reference my Google Calendar. This is supposed to be a slow month for me, but it's actually quite busy. Supposed to be, meaning like normally winter is my slow season, but this month it's actually kind of busy, which is good but not good. It looks like March is going to be my slowest month, which like March is my least favorite month of the year. So like, of course it's slowest, it's going to go by the longest. But anyway, so I'm going to reference my Google Calendar, and then in these dates right here, I like to write like what's coming up, but also things like when I have a gallery due, when a location guide is due, all of that, so that I can see it. So even if it's not just things like I have a shoot that day, like that I know, that I don't really need to write down. It's all the other stuff that can get lost, like if I have specific emails I need to reply to by a certain time, or send out like a 2-week out email, or 1 month or 6 month. So I'm gonna go ahead and write those down, and I color code them differently. So like a shoot day is gonna be a different color from like an email I need to send. So I'm just gonna go ahead and write those down really fast and pick my colors for that. No, thank you for the help though. Okay, so these are all my deadlines, or not deadlines, but these are all the things that I have this month that are like absolutely non-negotiable. During slow season, I really like to work on search engine optimization and my website because I really don't have time to do it over the summer. So I just, like at a regular job, I'll give myself deadlines for when I want blog posts to be done. So today's the 1st. I want to write like 2 blog posts this month because I typically, mine are pretty long and they do take me a long time. So like next week is a pretty open week for me. These 2 weeks are pretty open, and then I think it's realistic to write like 1 this week and then have another one done by this week. So I'm going to say, but like I also have this location guide due. That's going to take me a while. I have to go location scout another day. So I think having one done by the 10th is going to be good. So I'm going to put that in there. That's so funny. These are like, and I think having one done by like the 19th is also realistic. And then I'm just going to highlight the dates that they're due on the calendar too, just so I can get like a bird's eye view and use the corresponding color. So let's see, 16th. See at a glance like when things are due, when I need to have things done, and I can better plan out my working hours for the next couple weeks. I do have goals and everything on this side. I haven't gotten to those yet. I still need to sit down and like make what my goals are going to be for the month. They're not all business related. I don't just use this planner for work. Work is a big part of my life, but it's not my whole life. Well, it's most of my life, but that's okay. I really like my job. But yeah, the goals and everything I'll do kind of on my own. Maybe I'll update you guys, maybe not. I don't know if I want to share those yet. But yes, this is just a little bit about how I plan. Again, like you have to do what works for you. I have my Dubsado calendar. I have my Google Calendar, and then I have this one. That's just what works for me. It helps me, like I have systems with like how I check my email. I think that's one of the most stressful things about being a business owner is that there is no backup plan if you forget something. So I can't forget things, and not having a system in place is way more stressful to me. And just trying to rely on memory is not something I can do. So anyway, hopefully that was helpful. Okay, I think I'm going to end the video here for today. Hello. I think I'm going to end the video here for today. Hopefully that was fun to watch. There's a little bit of like action and then a little bit of like the behind the scenes and the goal setting. But just in the next couple weeks, I have personal hiking, a hiking elopement, and a wintry adventure session. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.